Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a home day edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Parish Construction Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. If you need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. And we are also now tagging, I'm going to tag every day On Fire Athletes. That, of course, is the platform associated with GameCoin. It's launched, the very first ever athlete to launch their digital trading card. Go this way. Let me show you. So the very first ever athlete to launch their digital trading card, Devin Kinchin from Denham Springs. And I bought the first one ever. So God is sweet. So yes, it's digital trading card, but at certain levels, you can also get a physical card with, I love this, augmented reality. So hang on, I'm going to turn this off so I can show y'all. So I'm not taking out the packaging because if he ends up being a stud, great. So there's a QR code on there. Watch this. Where are you? It's got to do it through the cellophane. Hang on. Let's see that. Look at that. So the play comes to life on your phone. It's him catching a touchdown pass. I don't know if you can really see it, but anyway. So it's got augmented reality. The play will come to life on your phone. I got the first one ever. Pays to know people. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope your day is off to an awesome start. How about LSU? 2 more portal commits, and the big one on Tuesday night was Nick Anderson. So Nick Anderson, the wide receiver from Oklahoma, as a sophomore in 2023, or redshirt freshman, I guess, averaged 21 yards a reception, set an good is sweet, set a freshman receiving record with 10 touchdowns, averaged 21 yards per reception. Say that again slowly. Averaged 21 yards per reception. We've talked a lot here about wants, needs, musts. Wide receiver was a must, and you had already addressed it, right? You added Barry and Brown. You added Dustin Hill yesterday. We'll talk about him in a second. And then, but what you didn't have was a big-bodied, stretch-the-field game-breaking receiver all in one. Well, you got it now. 6'4", 220, can fly. I would argue now you have both the best quarterback and best receiving core in the SEC for 2025. I think Ryan Williams from Alabama is the best receiver in the conference for 2025, but the best top to bottom receiving core and best quarterback, that's LSU. Now, you got to go get offensive line and you got to get safety. And I had a really good convo yesterday. We all are assuming Braylon Moore is just a formality whenever they announce at the center from Virginia Tech. But for those who are asking, yes, LSU is going to bring in an offensive tackle via the portal, and a Power 5 elite starting offensive tackle via the portal. And I think that is going to be. I think that is going to create major waves when LSU adds. They're not. Braylon Moore is a top 50 guy in the portal, the center from Virginia Tech, but they're going to add a starting tackle as well in the portal. So you have an interior guy and a tackle. So that's going to be, so they're not done. And they're also going to add safety. Safety has proven a bit harder to land. Dylan Thieneman, who is the number one safety in the portal, picked Oregon. Zechariah Poyser from Jacksonville State, he picked Miami. The initial list that all the services had was Florida, Auburn, and LSU. Kid from Florida thought he'd probably go home to the state of Florida, but he ends up doing that by going to Miami. So, sorry, put some in my eye. You did have another safety, Tawfiq Bayard, on campus. That's Kevin Bayard's younger brother. Kevin Bayard, all-pro safety in the NFL. So that's one to keep an eye on. And another convo I had yesterday kind of suggested that it may just be till after the playoff ends. Look, by Saturday, 4 playoff teams or seasons are going to come to an end. So it's conceivable you could have, by Sunday or Monday, another wave of players hit the portal from teams that lose in the playoff. So it may end up being it may end up being after the playoff that you add a safety, but they're going to add a safety, and they are going to add 2 linemen. Braylon Moore, the center, and they're going to add an offensive tackle, and I think that's going to be really exciting when that happens. All right, Brian Penn, good morning from Detroit. Okay. Brian Wynn, Weston Weaver, Kelly Gross, Jason H., good morning. What's up, Matt? From Como, Mississippi. All right, Chad, good to have you there, man. Make defense great again. Nick Anderson comparison. I mean, the best comp I can give you is Brian Thomas. 6'4", 220, can fly, strong hands. Physically looks like him, plays like him. Thomas, great day to be a Tiger fan. It is. Morning, Matt. What's going on with Braylon Moore? So I think it's kind of a formality, and and a lot of that's sort of coming in waves. We haven't mentioned Dustin Hill, get 2 receivers yesterday, right? And sometimes news is leaking that guys have committed before LSU announces they're signed, right? So feels a little out of order. I think there's just some of that going on. It's how they're going about it in waves. But Dustin Hill. So Dustin Hill's an interesting situation. He went to Edna Carr, was in the class of 2021. At one point was committed to Ed Ogeron's Tigers. Ends up signing with Florida State in 2021, but then just kind of disappears for 2 years and never gave an explanation why he was out of football for 2 years, only personal reasons. And lands at Florida State in 2023. So his first game he ever played was against LSU in Orlando in 2023. And then battled some ankle and hamstring injuries that year, but ended up playing in 10 games, made a couple of starts, was supposed to have a big year roll in 2024 with Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman both going off to the NFL. But he ended up suffering a season-ending injury in spring, so he didn't play in 2024. So that's a guy with undeniable talent, but just has no real skins on the wall, playing time, experience. He's just been, he played the 2023 season, was injured for much of that season, missed 2 years prior, and then missed this year with injury. So you're taking a flyer on the guy and hope it works out with Dustin Hill. So we'll see. All right. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hey, Gunner, good morning. Gray, any chance we go after the GT wide receiver Singleton? I know it's not high on the totem pole if you're getting Nick. Yeah, I haven't heard that, Gray. I think adding 3 portal receivers, I think you're good there. You're at 11 on the roster now. I think you're good. Hey, Bubba, good morning. Hunter, Matt, good morning. Why were the Saints trying to rush Carr back? They have to know they're done. Yeah, two things. Number one, I'm sure Derek Carr wants to play and wants to play against the Raiders next week. And number two, if you're Darren Rizzi, you're trying to win the job. So the more you win, the more likely you are to get the job. And Derek Carr is going to give you the best chance to win. So that's why. Okay. Trivia Carter, good morning. Tiger Poppy, Portal Power. You think we're waiting on a safety to enter after the bowl games? So keep in mind, and I did mention this on Locked On. I think we'll see about Tawfiq Bayard, but there's a real possibility that the safety could come after the playoffs and potentially in the spring portal cycle. They're going to add a safety. I was assured of that yesterday. Like, they know they have to add a safety. They're going to add a safety. It's just been more challenging than maybe they anticipated. Go this way. It's like Sasquatch. Go this way. And just like that, he's gone. Thomas, excellent Locked On and bonus as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, so last night when the Nick Anderson announcement came, I did an immediate Locked On, just an immediate reaction. And then the full episode's there today where I talk about Anderson, Dustin Hill, center or offensive line, safety, who's next, and a little bit about the basketball wins last night as well. Hey, Brad, good morning. Why is Jimmy Out Sunday show not on demand? Good question. Should be. I will make sure that it is. Absolutely should be. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Let's see. Sorry if you've been asked this before. It seems that there's no chatter about Scone being demoted or a new OC. Are you hearing anything about that or a new tight ends coach? So Scone being demoted, that's not going to happen. New OC, I think, would only happen if Sloan, remember, you have co-OCs already. You got Sloan and Cortez Hankton. Even if Hankton is by title, you're not going to have like a third co-OC. So with Joe, I think the only way he's not in that role is if they told him, hey, go get a job. So as far as tight ends coach, I mean, I'll mention the name that I mentioned like literally the day that Slade Nagel left last week, and that's Tommy Rees. Tommy, and he's coaching with the Cleveland Browns, so it would stand to reason if Brian Kelly's interested in hiring him that you wait, until the NFL season's over. But so Tommy Rees, of course, I mean, this is no secret. Brian Kelly tried to hire Tommy Rees as his OC when he got the LSU job. Rees stayed in South Bend after 1 year, went to Notre Dame. Went to Alabama with Nick, and then Nick retired. And so now Tommy Rees is the tight ends coach with the Cleveland Browns. So if Brian Kelly wanted to bring Tommy Rees here as the tight ends coach and then eventually promote him, because Joe Sloan wants to be a head coach, and Joe's going to get a job as a head coach eventually. Like that could be a possibility. I mean, again, I don't know that. I want to be very clear. I don't know that. I'm just speculating. But what we obviously know is Brian Kelly recruited Tommy Rees. He was starting quarterback for Brian Kelly. When his playing career ended, Kelly hired him. He was on staff with him at Notre Dame for 6 years, whatever it was. And then and tried to hire him in Baton Rouge. So that much is on the record. That's no secret. So it just stands to reason Kelly would like to have him on staff, and there's a spot, and it's the position that he's currently coaching in the NFL. And so maybe. Let's see. Wacky Chris, born with the portal explosion, can't help feel the optimism after all the doom and gloom weeks ago. Amazing how that works, Chris. Amazing how that works, huh? And you're right. There was a lot of doom and gloom a couple of weeks ago, wasn't there? Except there was one bald-headed radio host who does a lot of podcasts and streams and whatnot, who told everybody, talk to me in a month. Remember that guy? You remember that guy who told everybody, talk to me in a month? who said it was impressive being fiscally responsible and not overspending for a bunch of high school kids so you could have a surplus of cash to go spend in the portal. Now, let me see what they do in the portal, but let's be patient. Talk to me in a month. Do you remember that bald-headed guy? I don't remember who that guy was. You know what I'm talking about. The bald-headed guy who got called a homer, a sunshine pumper, and loves Brian Kelly and blah, 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 all that stuff. Remember that? I don't know, some bald-headed guy. Tim, good morning. Rooney, morning, Matt. Couldn't help but notice USC's top players are all in the portal, but they got a big-time DT for $2 million. So you're going to 17-year-old defensive tackle who's played 10 high school games for $2 million. Go this way. Now do you understand why I wasn't melting when they passed on Bryce Underwood and Jakeem Stewart and Cade Phillips? As much as it sucked for that to happen, they had a plan. And there was nothing arbitrary about what they were doing. They had a plan. And they stuck to it. They knew what they were willing to spend on those guys, on each guy at each position, and what the plan was going to be once they stepped away from the table. And they reallocated those resources to the portal, and clearly it's worked.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay. There you go, Thomas. Quentin Breakbill, good morning. Trey Fisher, what up, Fish? Good morning. Like to pick up a hill from Ed in the car. Excited to watch in high school. Yeah, man, it's a like we talked about, a little bit of a you're taking a flyer. Guy was away from football for 2 years, battled injuries in 2023, but was pretty good when he was out there, and then missed this year with an ACL, or a knee injury. Let me just say that they never formally said ACL. So you're taking a flyer. Let's see. Tiger Diver, next must get for LSU. Safety, and they're going to add 2 offensive linemen. They're going to add a center. Everybody knows Braylon Moore, and they're going to add an offensive tackle. And when they add the offensive tackle, everyone's going to be very excited. Put you that way. Chief among them, me. And the Nigga go this way. Morning, Matt. Been awfully quiet this year. Like I told you I would, so I'm going to have my fan card back. There you go, dude. To new beginnings. Jacob, need OL, DT, 2 safeties. So Mansour Delane from Virginia Tech could play safety. They're going to add a safety. Mentioned the offensive line. I haven't heard anything about defensive tackle. And it's not to say they won't add a defensive tackle. It's just not the position of like dire must, like we talked about with the others. Remember, you're getting Jacoby and Guillory back. You've got Don McKinley. Ahmad Bro played a lot for you this year. You have 4 defensive tackles coming in this signing class. You could always go add in the spring portal window again if you go through spring football and you feel like you're really short there, deficient, and feel like you need another impact guy. There's always going to be guys that go into the portal after after spring ball, so you could assess it then as well after you look at how it goes. Go this way. Go this way. Sean Washington's back. That's another one I missed. So you went heavy in this freshman class, and you got the 4 guys returning. You looking for maybe an in-between guy potentially? Hey, Quentin, good morning. Jason, Michael, there you go, Thomas. Great, excited to see the defensive staff with the full offseason developing players. That's true. Elijah, can we fast forward? What do you want to fast forward to? Hey, John, good morning. How's Drew? Drew's doing well, man. Thanks. He's up and trucking around already this morning. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Steve, do you know the portal stays open past the 28th for teams that are in the playoffs? No, that's the kicker. Actually, hang on. No, I think what's important to remember is that if a team loses their coach, that opens up a 30-day window for players on that roster to leave. But I don't believe so for the playoff. I'll look into it today, but not that I know. I haven't heard that, Steve. At least not that I remember. Michael Sumner let Rattler finish the season. They'll know if they have to draft a quarterback, release Hand or possibly Rattler. I'm with you. I don't think you're going to know for sure if you have a bona fide starter, but you can learn if it's someone you feel like has the potential to be. Hey, Tara Walker, good morning. Wendell Norman, good morning. Elijah, any word on the DT from Texas? Saw he's visiting. I have not, but I'll look into it. They're obviously bringing in a lot of dudes, but not that I know of. Hey, Cartel Bo, good morning. Thank you, man. Y'all please smash that like button. A couple more here. Rex, Reed Rule, Saints to start the rebuild, bring Arch home in 2026. Patrick, great win last night. Got to keep it going. Anderson, Hankton. Yeah, man, and suit up. Basketball Tigers beat Stetson yesterday. Go this way. They allowed 10 points in the first half. The 10 points scored in the first half by Stetson are the fewest by an opponent in the history of the PMAC in a half. Go this way. Chance, if we sign more, that'll be a pair from Florida, Oklahoma, and Virginia Tech. Philip, good morning. Listen to your Locked On last night. You mentioned getting safety help is a bit harder than expected. Is that due to playoffs or any other external factors? No, it's just that the guys you've gone after, there's been competition and they've landed in other spots. So it's also something we talked about where it's like, it feels like you're getting everybody. You're not going to get everybody. Like they wanted Dylan Thieneman. He picked Oregon. They wanted Zachariah Poyser. He picked Miami. So there's other schools with a lot to offer. But I think what's really interesting to keep in mind is you are going up with some big-time battles here. Like Nick Anderson, that was LSU, Texas A&M for Nick Anderson. A&M's got money and playing time and a lot to offer, and LSU won that battle. It goes to show you, man. Yeah, I was told that with all the other thing to keep finish that thought. I know I'm late. With the defections, the Bryce Underwood, the Jakeem Stewart, the Kate Phillips, that freed up about $2 million extra for LSU to spend in the portal right now. On top of what they were already planning to spend, it freed up about an extra $2 million. Shows. And this is a good point. Y'all talking about the defensive lineman from Texas. Played for Bo Davis. So reuniting there would be great. I'll see if I can find something out today. Man, 746, I got to get going. Cartel, Shalom, Matt. Any idea if we'll get Olave back before the season ends? I doubt it, man. I'm not telling you something I know. Just the rumblings are, it sure sounds like they're going to shut him down for the year. If LSU, if the Saints were playing for something meaningful, then I think you'd have a chance of that, maybe, but it sure seems like they're going to shut him down and try to get ready for next year, see what his future is going to be like. So, okay, y'all, my apologies if I missed you at 7:47. I'm already late. I got to get going. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Hey, Rebecca Claire, good morning. Say hello to my friend there. Hope y'all are having a great day. Best to you and the fam. Okay, I got to get going. Y'all have an awesome day. Did I miss Ronnie as well? Hang on. Someone said, there you go. Ronnie, first 3 chemo out of the way, long way to go, no physical side effects. Glad to hear that, Ronnie. Hey, man, onward and upward. Ronnie's been a long time watcher, viewer, listener, and got to meet Ronnie plenty over the years at different events and out and about. So going through cancer treatments right now, man. So y'all keep Ronnie in your prayers today for sure. We got you, man. Head down, keep going, bud. Okay, let me get Drew out of here, get to school. Sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Y'all have an awesome day. Double locked on LSU. The Nick Anderson bonus episode from last night and then the full episode from this morning. Check them both out, please.